We didn't see overt limping, but realizing that when Chance would go into that Tasmanian devil spin and slam up against me, by the way, it was always on the left side, so he would slam up against me with his right hip, which is where the hip dysplasia was. You could start to get a sense that pain most likely was the perpetuator in his reactivity, because as a trainer, when you're looking at themes, you're looking at stimuli to push the dog over, it just didn't make sense. And the intensity of that stimuli didn't make sense. For a leaf to blow to be one set off, and then a house door closing 150 yards to be another, one that's visual and that's mild, two that's auditory and that's mild. And so it didn't make sense to me. And furthermore, when I put him on that loose cot and was trying to get relaxed down, probably not the most comfortable position either.
Yeah.
So in one moment in the session, he sprung up off that cot with no barking, no movement, no sound. He just sprung up off that cot and started sounding off and twirling in circles.
Yeah.
And so it was a huge lesson for me. And even more interesting is he showed up last weekend and we performed the same assessment. I was teetering on, do I want to remove the rehearsal history and just start maybe at a cemetery away from my spot, bring in a different dog and go blank slate? Or do I want to create the same exact assessment with the same helper dog that he had a quasi good interaction with, because it wasn't a significant rehearsal history, to see if we can measure it correctly and see what the changes are? So we did that because he had such a good interaction with Boo. And he was a different dog. The thresholds, the distances were incredibly close. You could communicate to him. You could get a message in. The head on the swivel hypervigilance that he was doing before, and the whining, like really whining, almost like an exhaust from a car whine, was not there.